Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Shiraz. In front of me, you can see the World Health Organization headquarters. This is the entrance point. There you go. That is the World Health Organization headquarters. Now, for students and practitioners in global health security and diplomacy, this place holds a very significant importance. It came into existence in 1948 in the aftermaths of the destruction of the World War II, and in which disease had killed more people than the war itself. It played a very important role in the eradication of smallpox, in reducing the burden of disease due to various communicable diseases, including malaria and tuberculosis, as well as in polio. And it played this role initially in a vertical manner, but in Almata Declaration, it went from the vertical programs into a more integrated, primary care-driven integrated approach. In 1969, in this building, the consensus was built on the IHR Statute, which provided a baseline for the global health security architecture. However, WHO and its work is currently under a lot of strain, and which leads us to this conclusion that World Health Organization or global health security is not only about public health, it's not only about epidemiology, but it's also about politics and diplomacy. So the lab work is very important for epidemiology. But what happens here in these boardrooms is a lot of diplomacy, politics, legal discussions, and financial discussions. Currently, IHR is undergoing a monumental change in the shape of the pandemic agreement, and access to vaccine and pathogens is a very sticky point. The second thing is that it came into being in the aftermath of the World War II, but now we are standing in 2025. We are having a lot of hot conflicts in the world, and that is fragmenting the world once again. And institutions like the WHO are under immense pressure. Significant countries are walking out from the WHO. Many countries are reducing their funding towards this organization, and parallel structures are emerging more and more in influence, in financing, and in their parallelism and in their parallel structure. That all these things are contradictory to the norms of global health, having a hub where every country has a single vote and an equal stake. So on that matrix, the WHO is under an immense pressure. So the thesis of the World Health Organization was that the access to health or health as a basic human right should be protected, and everybody should have equal access to healthcare. And based on that thesis, the rich countries contributed a lot of resources, a lot of research, and a lot of support to WHO in order to help those in the lower and middle income countries. However, the antithesis is arising after the COVID-19 pandemic. And the antithesis is that a lot of money going into WHO, the countries have limited control over that money, that there is a lot of wastage in WHO, and one nation, one vote system, irrespective of your financial contribution to WHO, is a non-starter for many countries now. Now, are these the hot conflicts that are forcing the countries to deviate their resources from WHO to preparing for wars, or this disintegration of the global solidarity may potentially lead to more wars and more chaos? The future will decide. However, to all those practitioners in global health and global health security and diplomacy, we need to advocate for the integrity and solidarity of human health and human security, because no one is secure until everyone is secure. Thank you.